Have you ever experienced a life-altering pet? Let's honor them together. Write their name in the comments. He was seated in front of the door that morning. Despite being covered in dirt and having fear in the eyes, he still harbored a small hope. He was shaking. I'm not sure if it was fear or hunger. However, he looked at me, and that glance was the beginning of our entire story. He seemed to be saying, "Don't leave me." I promised him then and there that he would never be left alone again. I knew the moment I laid eyes on Jeremy. He was more than a dog. He would be my confidant, my brother, and my best friend. He was small, slightly overweight, and had the most stunning blue eyes I had ever seen. I can still clearly recall that day. He gave me a look that made it seem like we had known one another for years. I didn't pick him then. We picked each other instead. Jeremy and I had small adventures rather than big ones in our life together. Sneaking food from the kitchen. Running down the hallway like children. When the world was too loud or too cold. We would hide under the covers together. Jeremy was always there for me when I was ill or depressed. He simply existed without passing judgment or asking questions. You understand what I mean if you've ever had a dog that supported you in times of need. Everything was shared between us. The room, the bed, and occasionally even the pilfered snacks. I would occasionally feel his paw on my arm when I woke up in the morning, as though he didn't want to leave me even though I was asleep. Those kisses too. Jeremy would be the world's wealthiest soul if kisses were a measure of love. Additionally, there were times that were specific to us. Sometimes people would look at us from afar, intimidated by Jeremy's large size, but I knew that inside that big body beat the kindest heart in the world. When children playing in the park came up to him, he would lie down on the ground, wag his tail patiently, and never hurt them. Anyone who got to know him would immediately lose their preconceptions. Despite our fear of the sea, we ran to the beach. We had a tradition of going down the waterside together. And those calm, quiet nights, living without words, only sensing, only knowing. However, the reality is that no matter how many times I tell him I love you, words will never be sufficient. I will always remember what Jeremy taught me. Pitbulls are the most loving animals, and every day, Jeremy demonstrated this.